So about a week ago I put another Q&A out and some people asked for like our top 5 exercises you can do with just a barbell and some plates. So that's what we're going to do today. So, it's a really weird time in the world at the moment, but when we're filming this video, you're only allowed out of the house for work and for one form of exercise. When we upload it on Monday, we'll have had an announcement from the government which may change things. So, rather than just do another at-home workout, everything's, going downhill, no one can train. I'm going to just do 5 exercises that all you need is a barbell and plates and maybe a training partner, but we'll show you alternatives for that. There'll be sort of forgotten about exercises, some old school stuff. What I want to do is explain why we're doing them, what we're doing, and I'm going to get Shiv to demonstrate them as well. So the first exercise Shiv's demonstrating is the pull over to press. This is a really cool exercise, especially whilst there's a respiratory illness going around. It's based around sort of expansion of the chest as well as strengthening of sort of the pecs as well. The key point of this exercise is with the pull over portion is to really pull with the serratus. Once you've pulled it into position, it's the standard floor press. Floor press is a great exercise, and if you have a training partner and you want to push the weight up a little bit more, you can just do floor press and get it handed to you. Some big guys as well might notice that their floor press range of motion is pretty similar to their bench press range of motion, so it'll be a really good exercise to do sort of in the off season or as a general training aid. So what we want to make sure is the grip is slightly narrower than your sort of normal bench width, and it'll probably be a lot narrower than a competition grip if you're powerlifting. With the bar overhead, it's a really tight squeeze with the serratus to bring the bar sort of into that rack position. From there, standard bench and floor press practice, we want the triceps driving into the lats till we get to the floor. The first portion of the lift with all pressing movements is the lat flare. From the lat flare, just lock it out like normal. A way to progress this lift is to pull over each rep, which will feel awful, but it'll do really good things for expanding the chest. The next thing we want to look at is the Steinborn squat, or as it's called at the Arnold a couple of years ago, the Milo rockover. This is a really cool exercise, absolutely batters the core, and it's a good way to get a bit of weight on your back, and you can get squatting, plus you don't have a squat rack and you don't have to ruin some wheelie bins. So what we want to do is lift the bar onto its end, sort of similar to how you load a fingerless finger. Then once it's stood up, take a nice wide grip. One hand's fairly similar to your squatting position, one hand will be out near the plates. From there, let the weight rock onto your body, and then you'll be in a really deep squat. At this point, you can just squat away for as many reps as you want, and reverse the process to get the bar back to the floor. If anything's going wrong, just dump the bar over your head. Don't try and be a hero with this, because you're moving in a way that a lot of strength athletes will try and avoid, so we don't want to risk any injury here. The next exercise we're going to look at is the Meadows Row. John Meadows is an absolute legend in bodybuilding and strength sports. I think Mountain Dog 1 on Instagram, so definitely worth a follow if you're not already. This exercise will absolutely fry the back. Since you're grabbing the collar of a barbell as well, if you're doing it without straps, you can use it to hammer grip as well. I think from watching one of his videos with Juji Mufu, says that one of the key things for his grip and forearm training is not using straps for warm-up sets and really squeezing the bar. Squeeze whatever you're using to get everything engaged. So this exercise will just hammer the grip, forearms and back as well. Prop the end of the bar into a corner or against a wall, or if you're lucky to have a landmine attachment, that works perfectly. With the bar sort of coming across our body, grab hold of the collar and just row it in. Anytime your elbow's moving back through your midline, your lats are going to be working. Make sure you get a really good stretch at the bottom. This is an awesome exercise to put into training regardless of the level of pandemic. So I want to talk about Olympic weightlifting. If you've only got a bar and plates, it'd be easy just to recommend snatch and clean and jerk, variations of these. Build an awesome program around them. However, I've been very vocal in the fact that Olympic weightlifting badly increases the risk of injury and at best is a pointless endeavour anyway. So what we're going to talk about is a muscle clean, front squat and the thruster. These three movements together can lead to an amazing conditioning session as well as building some good strength. With the muscle clean, what we want to do is focus on pulling the bar as high as possible and just firing our elbows under. Don't worry about thigh contact, that isn't part of this lift at all. We just want to get the bar from the floor to our shoulders. From that position, front squat. Front squats are a great exercise and they're often avoided by sort of bigger guys and strong men because they don't want to do mobility work either. But we'll be doing a video to cover some mobility stuff, some basic lifts soon anyway. So with the front squat, we want to keep the bar sitting on our shoulders in a good rack position. We want to get the elbows sort of nice and high, ideally parallel to the floor, and keep them there all the way through. If you can't do that, work on front rack mobility. There's loads of videos out there covering it, and we're going to add to that pile soon enough as well. Once you've got good at the front squat, we can move on to the thruster. This movement was sort of popularised by CrossFit. CrossFit gets a lot of hate and in some cases it's deserved, but they do some awesome stuff, bringing some really good conditioning lifts to the public eye. With the thruster, we just want to front squat and when we hit the top, fire out, turn it into a push press. You can use this for strength work as well as conditioning with high reps and short rest periods. We are going to add in some unilateral work. I think a single leg RDL or a single leg stiff leg deadlift is a great option. You won't be able to lift nearly as much weight as you want, especially with the RDL, because there's a lot more balance involved. What we can do to make this exercise harder is to take the hands wider towards a snatch grip, which is the grip you would snatch a bar with, not very slightly wider than your normal deadlift grip. So what we want to do is stand up nice and tall. You can deadlift the bar up with both feet on the floor, take away one leg and push your hips back, keeping your chest sort of nice and strong. From there, stand up just by squeezing the glutes. If you're really good at this exercise, one thing you can do is add some instability, so stand on a cushion. But if you do this, make sure you really reduce the load at first. From there, you can also take the grip wider, like we said, with the snatch grip, and you can pause, you can do constant tension. These sort of exercises are really good just for building a bit more work and a bit more endurance and hammering stability muscles that you'll never hammer in sort of a normal training season. So this time could be a really good time to work on them, learn exercises that you put into your regular programming. hopefully that was useful for you. Thank you to Shiv for demonstrating the exercises. And all being well, we won't be in lockdown for much longer. It might already be over, who knows? But some of these exercises are really useful and things you can add into your regular programming to work on stuff you wouldn't normally work on.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Like, comment and subscribe and share this video about.